For the first step in the process, which is descaling the mineral buildup that is on the glass of the 55 gallon, you're going to need a few tools and cleaning supplies. The first one that I like to use is Safe and Easy Aquarium glass cleaner from API. This is step one that I use to just get the majority of the junk off. Then I like to use Barkeeper's Friend, which is an Ajax type product, but it is really good for getting tough buildup off. Then at the end I will use a Windex. This is Fast Shine Foam Windex that will help clean the glass. And then I also like to use distilled water, because distilled water, the minerals have been removed from it. So when you're cleaning and rinsing, if I use this, I'm not leaving any mineral buildup on there. That may not be necessary. It's totally optional, but for me, I like to do that. In terms of sponges, you'll need 1 or 2 sponges. This is just a plain vegetable-based sponge, and then this is a Scotch-Brite non-scratch sponge, which I use to get some of the tougher stuff off. So let's see how we dive into this descaling project. The first step is to take a look at where the scaling needs to happen, or the descaling needs to happen. In other words, where the buildup is. It's usually going to be here around the rim of the tank where the water level was. So you can see this white chalky buildup. This is all stuff that needs to be removed. And this essentially goes around the rim of the tank. You can see it back here as well. Now on the left-hand side, I've already removed most of it. So you can see, if you look side by side, it's chalky and white here, and then it's cleared for the most part over here. So that's what we're going to be doing. And the first step is going to be spraying it with the glass cleaner, letting that sit, wiping it off. That'll get the first layer. Then applying a paste of the Barkeeper's Friend and letting that sit. I like to let it sit up to overnight, and then wiping that off with a sponge, and then cleaning it with Windex or water or whatever cleaning product of your choice, and then you should be good to go. So the first step is to take the Safe and Easy Aquarium glass cleaner, shake well, and then you're going to spray this on the surface, let it sit at least 3 minutes or longer for heavy buildup, wipe off with a damp cloth or sponge, and then clean with clean cloth or paper towel. So I'm going to spray it on generously and let it sit for 30 minutes. And I'm just doing the right side because I've already done the left side before. So we're going to let that sit for 30 minutes and then come back. So 30 minutes has passed and the glass cleaner has done what it's going to do. You can see the streaks here where it's left, where it started taking the buildup of the mineral deposits off. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my plain sponge and a little bit of distilled water, and I'm going to just moisten the sponge with that, dampen, and then I'm going to just just using a paper towel to dry it out and see where you stand. So here you can see some of the Barkeeper's Friend. It's a little white powder, just a little bit is all you need. I'm going to mix in some distilled water to make a paste, just a tiny bit. Just careful here. Okay, maybe a little more than I needed, but that's fine. And then you can just mix this up with your finger, and then using either your finger or a sponge, you can apply it to the areas where you still want some more coverage or removal. So here were some spots that needed some more coverage. So I'm going to let this sit overnight And then I'm going to wipe it off with a similar sponge. If it's still got some rough spots, I'll take the Scotch-Brite sponge and I'll use the abrasive part there to get the final little crusties off. And then your tank will be descaled. You can clean it with Windex, you can clean it with water, or any other cleaning product of your choice. Just make sure it's well rinsed out before you put any flora or fauna in there. And that concludes the scaling piece.